under a diamond sky.
Hi everyone, this is Kuroshiro Gaming. You know, I don't really like intro, so I'm just gonna say you from now on since that's my name. Just call me you while you're you. Thank you very much. So I've been requesting sculptor guides, and one of them was actually sculptor statue placements, so we're gonna do that today. 5 tips for sculptor statue placements. Now. Okay, so tip number 1, how to use sculptors. The first tip is that you need to use your sculptor of wisdom, and you put it in between palettes like here. So take an example. If survivors were running through this palette, you can get your sculptors ready and you can chip them here. This would be a definite chip once they reach in between the palette, like this palette. So the first tip is use your sculptor of wisdom, the sideways ones. This will always chip the survivor. And let's look at this part as well. If the survivors were going through here, you can also do the same thing. It doesn't have to be in between palettes. As long as it's as long as that's a really tight area, you can just place your statues down and it will be a definite chip. But then, like, it's 100% chip if it's in between palettes. It's just up to you and the timing of your statue placement, of course. Now, moving on to tip number 2, your sculptor of agility. Your sculptor of agility is only used when they're going through windows like here. Let me show you for an example. If survivors were about to vault this window, you can put this sculptor very close to the wall, to the wall here. Let me show you here, very close. So then when they instantly vault, you instantly put this down for a definite chip. As you can see there, it came down, it chipped it. It will definitely be a chip. So then, like, it sometimes really kind of depends. You can put it quite far away if it's gonna take a while for them to vault over the window, or you can just wait before they vault over, put it down, definite chip, and there's your chip for sculptor of agility. Now, moving on to tip number 3, how to use your statues at sides from palettes and windows. Let's take this area for an example. Yeah, this is a great area. You can use your sculptor of wisdom here. Can you see? See here? When survivors are running through here, you can get your statues ready and put it slightly in front of them. So then this will chip. Or even, like, it doesn't have to be like this. It could be like this, like in between the doors. So then look, it goes up and down. Even if it doesn't chip, you're wasting your time, so that's great. Another example for here with wisdom, your sideways ones. And another one here with wisdom, your sideways ones. Now, take an example if you don't have your sculptor of wisdom left and you're left with your sculptor of agility. This is not a bad idea, but there is one slight problem to it, and let me show you it here. Let's take this palette for example, even though it's not a great example. Do you see this edge that's coming out? See this edge that's coming out here? Now, once you put your statues down, what happens is the statue will hit off this edge, as you can see there, and it will not chip the survivor in exchange. Because of this edge, if you misplace your statues by accident and it doesn't go through properly like this one, and it hits the edge here instead, it will not chip the survivor. Because the statue's mechanics are, the first person it hits, it instantly rebounds. So then once the statue hits this, it instantly rebounds. It won't count as hitting the survivor at all. So be careful when doing that. Now, if you want to use your statues of agility, aside from using like through doors, you can do it this way. Let's take this thief for example. Imagine you're chasing thief and he's running in a straight line. You can put your sculptor of agility in front and push him back. See how he got pushed back? And you're also like buying time for yourself. Cause see, he's being pushed back. He hits you. That's a double chip. Oh wait. And here. There you go. That's another great example that I just showed there. If survivors are going to take, you know what? I'll talk about that later. Now moving on to tip number 4. Okay, so for tip number 4, let's take this priestess as an example. Sometimes when you put your statues down, Sometimes the survivors stay in front of the statue and then they'll glide along with the statue to give them extra movement speed because statues move faster than survivors themselves. So let me give you an example here with Priestess. See? Sometimes statues actually move faster than Sculptor. Oh no, they move at the same speed, but sometimes it's faster. Like let's take this one for example. Yeah, it's faster. Statues move faster than Sculptor. Therefore, sometimes survivor will like go along with the statue and then glide together to create a distance. Now, there's a way to counter that, and you need to be smart about this. Let's teleport to a survivor. That's, yes, this one. There's a way to do this, and let me show you. The way is, you put your statue down, and if they're planning to glide, you put your other statue up to prevent the glide. So let me just give you a proper example. So here, oh, they're gliding with the statue, put that in front, and then it will instantly hit the survivor and it will count as a chip. Now let's use this priestess as an example right now. It hits me. Now, see, she's gliding with it, she's gliding with it. Now she's not gliding with it because she got chipped, as you can see up above. She got chipped. So you have to be very smart when it comes to these. Like, you need a really fast reaction. Let's see if there's another survivor which I can go to. Not you. Not you. Not you. You, yes. Oh, well. Oh, well. Yes, Gardener. So let's use Gardener for another example. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. This is a good example. Let's do it this way, so then since we have more space. Pop. This will start push, and then we put that up. There you go, that's a chip. Even if you didn't have your phase 2 opened, as long as you place your statues in front of the one that's pushing them, everything's fine, they will definitely get a chip. Now, moving on to tip number 5, statue, Sculptor of Nobility, as we can see here, phase 2. Now, there's a few ways to use it. Let me just spam to show you. This is the first way. Now, you only do this when your tinnitus pops, so then you can locate the survivor that's closest to you. So those statues went towards teeth, as you see. Oh, that didn't. Okay, yeah, there you go. These statues went towards teeth. So this is one way you can use it. One is to locate survivors only if your tinnitus pops. Now, the second way to use it, let me show you here. The second way to use it, let's take Priestess for an example. If Priestess was running towards that door and you want to block her way, you use your statues of wisdom and then your statues of agility to give you the definite chip. Because the concept to this is you block their path, like you put this in front of the survivors, right? You block their path and you use your statue of agility to put it in front of them for a definite chip. The other way to do it in Kat's video is that you put it in front. You put it in front of them and you immediately use your statue like that, your Sculptor of Wisdom, for a chip. Those usually will work, but that's only when they're running in a straight line, so you kind of need to be very fast when doing it this way, which I'm quite bad at, of course. Now, let's move on to a special tip for those of you who wants to try using your Sculptor of Nobility. Now, as we've said before, the first way to use it is to spam it, like press first and second skill together, so then you can locate survivors when tinnitus pops. Oh, as you can see there, that worked. Now, the second way to do it, let's give you an example. Let's take this window for example. If survivors are going to jump through this window, you put your statue of agility first, and then you put your statue of wisdom for a double chip. Blink, hit, boom, down, beautiful. Easy down, easy clap. Same for here, same for this location. You put this down in front, it chips, and that was a bad example, let me redo. So you put this down, it chips, and then it collides, Statue of Nobility, hit, beautiful, bam, done. Okay, so that's how you use your sculptors. Oh wait, actually there's another one, and that's to use your chisel if they're quite far away from you. So let's take an example. If you were here and the survivor was like where my chisel is indicating right now, what you can do is you could throw your chisel out, move, and then block their path like this. And then you can keep doing this, which is really nice since we're sculptor. So yes, this is some tips for statue placements if you're wondering and if you want to play sculptor. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I shouldn't say this, but I got out of school early just to make this. So if you feel like you learned something new, or if you feel like you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. Please consider sharing and liking. I don't usually say these, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for coming. Bye bye. See you on next one. Okay, I forgot. This is a very special tip. I forgot to mention, but there will be a video to show you. When you're chasing through survivors that are walking through a pallet and you're quite close to them, if you don't realize, this lasts for 1 second and you can move quite a far distance in 1 second. And Sculptor has a huge hitbox, right? So therefore you can utilize this to your advantage, and that is, imagine a survivor was running through here. So you put this down, you chip them, and then you immediately hit. They cannot pallet you because they're in between the pallet. So then it's they're risking either they end up here or here, but they usually end up here. So they're really risking it, so they wouldn't do it. So when you're playing Sculptor, I'll show a video as well. When you're playing Sculptor, right, and you're quite close, use your Statue of Wisdom, stall time, hit, beautiful, bam, done, boom. Now, see y'all. Can't see, so I'm not gonna use it. I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Wow, he runs fast.